Hi everybody, we are ready for another tutorial. This one is going to be our second sky tutorial, and I promised last month that this one would be a little bit of a happier sky. Last month we painted a pretty angry dark sky. This one will actually be, so this is the painting that I'm working on right now, and our hiker is headed up this trail with a lot of turns. But I haven't done the sky yet. So the sky is going to be, this is the painting that comes before this one. So it's going to be a little bit angrier than this one, but not quite as angry as the one that comes after it, which is this one. So it's going to be somewhere in the middle of those two. So the colors that we're going to be using, if you decide you want to paint along and try this, we're going to be using a titanium white, a Mars black, and a cerulean blue. So those are our colors. We're probably, since it's a little bit angrier than that blue sky that you saw, I'll use just a little bit of black, but it's still mostly going to be blue and the white for the clouds that are building. So to begin with, I'm going to mix some of the shades of color that we need. You can see my handy dandy plate that I use for my paint palette. I have blue paint, white, and then black over here. So I'm going to take just a little bit of my blue paint and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of my black paint to kind of get a little bit of a darker shade that I might use in there. And then I'm going to keep everything else kind of the same, and I'm going to do something similar to what I did last time we painted together, and that's going to be to kind of just mix as we go. So I got a little bit of blue on my brush, I have a little bit of white on my brush, and I'm just going to start in the sky, and I have some of that black on there too. So right now it's looking a little bit darker than I normally well, not normally, but a little darker than I want for this sky, semi-angry sky. So I'm going to mix a little bit of blue in there, and I'm going to just work on painting my first layer on the sky, probably adding a little bit more blue. Okay, so I have my first layer of clouds and sky color on here. I'm going to switch now from kind of this medium-sized filbert brush to a 4, which is a little bit smaller. You can see the different tip size there. So I'm going to switch to this one so that I can do a little more clouds, and I may lighten up some areas a little bit, because right now I think I have it a little bit too dark in the sky. So I'm going to go in with some sky blue, and I'm going to go in with some white, and I'm going to work on building in some lighter clouds. And with the smaller brush, I'm able to get some nice texture in there too that I can't quite get with the bigger brush. Okay, so it may have been hard with the time-lapse video to see exactly what I was doing, but I was working on building up my layers here. I added a little bit of light in here to try to lighten things up a little bit, and to also give that feeling of the clouds building. I have it slightly darker on the corners here to kind of show the storm building a little bit. It's still not quite as intense as the sky after, which is starting to get more gray, Starting to get some darker areas in there too. And then there's also some blue, kind of darker buildup there. It's also a little bit darker than this sky right here. My last step, I think, is going to be to take some light blue, and I think I still need to add a little bit of a lighter blue color in there to try to just lighten it up just a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we should be done. Okay, I'm going to do a comparison one more time. So this should be the sky that is coming right after this one, slightly more angry, and it looks that. And it should be slightly less angry than this sky, which I think it is. And it's also making me think, when I look at this sky here that I painted, that I need to put a little bit more blue in this sky. So I'll rework that too. And that's the nice thing about working on all of my illustrations and kind of lining them up the way that I do, is that I can kind of, as I go, add and change things so that everything flows really well together. So that is my sky tutorial for this month. Next month we'll be doing a totally brand new topic, and I may post a poll so that you guys can vote on what you'd like to see next. So thanks for tuning in, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next month.